I put a knife to her throat, and I told her that if she didn't kiss me, I was going to slice her throat.
Alright, let's go. Reach up, let's go. Police not one! Police not one! Straight up, straight up. Police not one! Mundanematt! Beta Bell.
Well, hello everyone, I am finally back, and today we'll be going into a video in which Mundanematt claims that Westerners do not need to have children. We do not need to continue our lineage whatsoever because of the environment or something. And he agrees with that Cortez bitch in the fact that, Western civilizations, we're destroying the environment. And thus, don't breed. Having children is a sin against God or something. So this video happened 3 months ago, so we will have to go back in time, and Mundanematt is claiming that Westerners, like I said, just shouldn't have children. Anyone with half a brain knows that unless, like, say, China and India start doing something about, carbon emissions, then Western countries really can't do anything. As if you nuked Australia, so Australia was just completely gone, it would improve carbon emissions by 0.01%, which is if, just say, Australia was completely wiped off the map. So let's jump into the video and see Mundanematt's point of view.
This the response to this comment by Ocasio-Cortez is making the rounds today. What she said about climate change and birth rates and whether or not people should be having children because of climate change. And of course, Republicans, conservatives are going to be out there saying, well, she's just trying to attack people who are having kids. Not really.
She really is, Matt. And I love how the fact that you always just jump to, oh, those darn Republicans, those fucking right-wingers, why can't they just leave these freaking social justice warriors alone? I don't know. You sound the same as a feminist in my next video in which she's saying those darn right-wingers just give feminism a bad name. You sound exactly the same. And she is attacking people for wanting to have kids. She's literally saying, oh, because of climate change, we should all just not breed. Which, obviously, what's going to happen is, once the birth rate drops even lower, we're going to have, immigration from third world countries, and the cycle just repeats itself infinitum. Fucking retarded.
She's kind of got a point. She does. She does. Now, it says here, Ocasio-Cortez, people maybe shouldn't reproduce due to climate change. Democratic Socialist Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez suggested on Sunday night that people should consider not having children due to climate change because there's a scientific consensus that life will be hard for kids.
There actually isn't really a consensus on this point, Mundanematt, as, there's a lot of nut jobs spewing absolute propaganda in regards to climate change, and also, we don't know in the future what sort of technological advances will do in this regard either. And, just because life's going to be hard in the future doesn't mean you should not reproduce. As, I would hate if my parents were like, oh, life's going to be hard in the future, so I'm not going to have me. That would be freaking terrible. Though, I really think you should maybe take this point of view, as I don't really think you should reproduce again, as I kind of think that your genes really should end with you. I know you have a child, but you're making her pick up boulders when she's like 2 years old, so I'm not sure that's really going to work out well for you in the end.
Now, apparently that's a mind-blowing fact here for Ryan Saavedra from the Daily Wire. A website who, I'm sorry, is as fake news as Fox quite often.
This is coming from the guy that watches Rachel Maddow. And I don't watch Fox News besides Tucker Carlson. He's the only person I particularly like on that channel. But I'm sorry, Fox News is actually more credible than CNN, MSNBC, BuzzFeed. Just continue the list. Okay? They are actually a lot more credible than those absolutely bullshit news sites in which they have just been spewing about the Russia conspiracy for 2 years, and now they want to impeach Trump for nothing. Seriously, your bias against right-wingers is really shocking. Actually, no, wait, it's not. You're a complete social justice warrior.
Here's the thing, though. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. In any basic way, she's not wrong. Life will get harder for people down the road if we do not do something about climate change.
Once again, how do you know this? Do you have a crystal ball? Can I borrow it? I kind of want to know, the lottery numbers in Australia. That'd be really, really helpful now. You don't know this. You don't know what technological advancements will happen in the future. You cannot see magically what's going to happen. And even if life is going to be harder, it's better than, say, not having children. And once again, this is just Westerners don't have children, import people from the third world. They hear people like Cortez saying, oh, don't have children. They fucking ignore her. And then, yeah, the cycle just repeats itself, bud. And it's just such a sick, sick argument. Oh, don't have children because it may be harder for them in the future. It's better than them not just existing whatsoever now, is it?
Right? Anyone else out there support Thanos' snap from Avengers Infinity War? You're basically kind of backing AOC on this particular one. If you thought that was a good idea because of resources, then that's kind of what AOC is saying. She's not not suggesting, take out half the population and peacefully sunset them. She's suggesting that maybe just slow down on having children, which, by the way, birth rates are down, but we'll talk about that here in a second. Now, she says, our planet is going to hit disaster if we don't turn the ship around. So it's basically like there's a scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult. And it does lead, I think, to young people have a legitimate question. Is it still okay to have children?
Yes, it is perfectly fine for people to have children. Unless you, Mundanematt, like I said, maybe stop breeding, as we really don't need your gene pool in society. But besides from you personally, it is completely fine for people in Western societies to have children.
Now, what you have to understand about birth rates is we had a huge boom over the course of the past 20 years, almost 40 years. Actually, the last 20 years of the last century, 100%. But even now, while slowed down, it's still massive, massive increase in human population. Right? It really is. It's a real interesting situation in regards to, well, population.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. People from Africa, the Middle East, and other third world areas, they are having a lot of children, while people in the West are actually having not enough. And once again, this is what happens. Westerners don't have enough children. We import more people from the third world that don't believe in our values, and our countries get shitter and shitter. And now it's being pushed as don't have children because of climate change. I love how these people constantly just brigade Western countries to do stuff when, say, China and India, they're the biggest polluters in the entire fucking world. So maybe direct this energy at them and stop telling people not to have children. And you say you're not a social justice warrior when you're agreeing with Cortez, the woman that says, oh, we have 12 years left or the world is fucked. This is just insane.
1979 to 1999, our world population, and this is true, went from 3 billion people to 6 billion people in 20 years. Doubled our population, doubled our food output, doubled our use of resources. 20 years. Now we're about 7.5 billion.
Yes, like I said, third world countries have a lot of children. I don't know how this equates to Westerners, which whose birth rates are very, very low, to stop having children. Maybe you and Cortez should go advocate this shit in third world countries and not force it on other countries, and this includes, say, like Japan, which actually need to have more children.
we have to look at the long-term implications of having an overpopulated planet. Now, here's my question for you. Do you need more than 2 children?
Matt, that's a very, very personal question for each individual. Some people have 10 children, some people have 1 child, some people shouldn't have any children, like yourself, but it really, do you need more than 2 children? If I want to fucking have more than 2 children, I'm going to have more than 2 children. I don't give a shit what climate propagandists such as yourself and Cortez are saying. Plus, it's kind of irrelevant since, say, birth rates in third world countries vastly outnumber Western countries. So, really, unless you get the third world countries under your control, we're fucked either way.
Probably not. Are you running a farm? Do you run a deli, or do you run a small business where you're going to need the help down the road? Probably not. Few of you absolutely, but most of you no. So do you really have the need to start popping out progeny like it's going out of style? Yeah, so no, it's not. Not at all. Not at all. No way.
Mate, it's kind of a disgusting way of looking at this. Do you need more children to run your deli with you? What the fuck are you talking about? Some people want a huge family. Some people come from a huge family and they want to, say, breed, reproduce, and have a ton of kids. That's fine. Most people don't look at this situation and go, hey, well, I'm running a deli, so I'm going to need 5 to 10 children to run it with me in the future. What the fuck type of argument is this?
But people out there truly, truly believe that it's their goal in this world to populate as many children as possible. And those kind of people oftentimes are part of some kind of religion that needs to bolster its numbers to have greater power in certain areas and control the land that they do through legislative means. That's how I view it.
Well, that's an extremely sad way of looking at the world. People that want a ton of kids, they're just, a part of a cult that need to, say, run the land. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Some people just want a ton of kids. Some people just like having a big family. Seriously, your disregard and disgust for A, right-wingers, and B, people that are religious is just mind-boggling. What the hell are you talking about? You're the guy that just said, oh, do you need more children to run your deli? What the fuck?
But in regards to, well, climate and global warming and resources, this Earth does have, in essence, some finite resources that we are eventually going to run out of. The thing here, though, is that it won't happen necessarily in our lifetime, so we don't give a shit. We are an instant gratification society. We are, 100%. If I can't get my Starbucks, god damn it, the world will burn.
May offend my American viewers, but Starbucks, their coffee is fucking shit. Please come to Australia. You will taste actual good coffee. And I am not going to just not reproduce because of climate change. You have no idea what the future will bring. Technology is expanding at such a rapid rate that it may fix this problem altogether. Plus, like I said, if I have 2 children or 4 or 10, it's not really going to mean anything as, say, like I said, all the countries in Africa and the Middle East, they are breeding at such a rapid rate that it's kind of irrelevant what I do. And Westerners need to have children just more in general. So, this is such a warped argument. Seriously, people that run a deli, do you actually think if you're going to have a child or not, you're like, well, I need my children to run my deli with me. I basically want cheap labor, so I'm going to have as many kids as possible. Is there anyone actually with that warped a view in this world?
We have an impact on this planet, but because the planet is so big and so massive, we don't see it from our minuscule perspective on it. I'm not saying everything AOC is right in regards to climate change. I'm not saying everything about the Green New Deal is great. But she's having that conversation and she's putting out there the hard choices.
Matt, AOC is a complete lunatic. She wants to ban planes entirely. She's constantly going on and on about fucking cow farts. And she added in how racism somehow has anything to do with climate change and climate issues. The fuck are you doing, man? I've had this in the bank for 3 months and no one's called you out on this shit. And I've seen that you've changed your name to Matt Jarbo. Come on, man. You're fucking Monday Matt. There's no point in changing your name. It's not going to fix anything. But anyway, I'm finally back into the swing of things. My next video is going to be someone that sounds a lot like Monday Matt. Apparently, right-wingers are the reason why feminism has got such a bad name lately. It's just those damn fucking right-wingers that watch Fox News. Hey, Monday Matt. But anyway, thanks to everyone that watched this video. I know I've been gone for a long time. I got a new job and I've just been working crazy fucking hours. But bit rusty, getting back into the swing of things. So, yeah, be nice. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.